A little bit forward, like this. I can barely get my elbows on there, but then I push and I need to walk up. This little shoulder side to side scoot, like a gecko, I guess it looks like to me, is really important. Anytime your partner gets those knees up here, you either need to frame across the hip or with both your elbows and walk this way until you get your partner sitting directly on your hip bones here. The only way I can really disrupt his balance is by making sure that his center of gravity is directly over mine. From here, when I bridge, it lifts his hips up quite high. But if he's sitting up on my diaphragm and I bridge, nothing happens. I don't disrupt his balance at all. Right? All the height of a bridge comes at the hips, not below the chest. So for example, if this was to happen, I'd make a frame and then I would just start walking until I can get him back over my hips. This is extremely important. So when he's sitting up here, I want his hands on the mat. As long as he's sitting over my hips, when I give a big bridge, I'm putting pressure against his knees so he can't create any base forward with his knees, and I keep his butt hinged backwards so that he needs to use his hands for base and get his hands back down to the ground. So here's what we're gonna work on just a couple times. We're gonna make sure that he's all the way at the end of the elbows, sitting here on your hip. We're gonna frame one arm across, the other one is wedged down, just like a half guard with this arm here. I'm going to bridge using both legs. And I can go straight over or slightly to the corner here. I'm going to push in and lift up, getting his hands to the mat. And then we're going to work on using a single leg to do this. Where I basically bump him over, I kind of knee him with my thigh. The next thing we're going to do is he's going to walk his knees up. I'm going to create that frame. I'm going to go shoulder, 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 until we get him all the way down, running into our own thighs. Understand? So there's three things we're going to work on, just back and forth a few times.